Here, I've been talking to myself. I thought I was live the whole time. But I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Something happened. I don't know if it's our TVs and stuff are acting really funny today. But I'm going to try. I don't know why I can't bring this up on StreamYard or from YouTube to StreamYard. But we're talking about Dustin Duren. I would like to cover his trial tomorrow. And see what happens in that. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm adding it. I don't know why there we go. It was way at the bottom. So let's delete some of these. I was there worried for a minute. I want to thank Kathy for helping me today. She was a really big help. She got most of it for me. But I'm going to go ahead and give a rundown of what I kind of put together, some notes. So Dustin Mark Duren, date of birth 3/4/1987, is accused of unaliving his girlfriend and fleeing with their 2 children. He is a disabled veteran and earns money from gaming and performing music on YouTube. Dustin's background was revealed in court documents. Duren, 37, of Berlin, is charged with second-degree murder, accused of shooting and unaliving Caitlyn Naffziger, the mother of his 2 children. On February 29th, Duren appeared for a probable cause hearing, and he waived the hearing, which allowed the case to move to Coos County Superior Court. Duren has been appointed 2 public defenders in the homicide. It occurred at the residence. He said at his residence, which is 1063 Main Street, number 1 in Berlin. And at his residence, he said he was a single parent and had 2 dependents, 4 and 1. Duren said he is an employee with Google and YouTube. In his bio, he states that he joined the Marine Corps and after graduation became a marksman. He deployed to Iraq in 2008 and South Korea in 2010 before being honorable discharge in 2011. He moved to Los Angeles and worked as a studio and visual tech for Hollywood, American Legion, and later Fox Sports as an audio engineer. And at some point, it states that he hit rock bottom, but was steadily recovering because he is a father of 2. It was also stated that Caitlyn was planning on taking the girls and moving and fleeing to Minnesota. So I'm not quite sure how the relationship was. We really can't find anything on it, on how things were before. Like we checked all morning about court documents of things that happened prior to the homicide. But let's watch this thing on Court TV. I don't think they're going to tell us any more than what we already know. But We will do it. All right, here we go.
38-year-old Dustin Duren is charged with murder in the death of 31-year-old Caitlyn Naffziger, the mother of his children. Prosecutors say that on February 29th of 2024, Duren shot Naffziger and took their 2 young daughters. Naffziger's body was found in an apartment, and an Amber Alert was issued for the 2 children. Someone recognized Duren's car described in the Amber Alert and called 911. WMUR spoke to the Good Samaritans.
I was like, oh, white Subaru. I'm like, oh, vet plates. And I was like, Mom, that's the guy.
I did videotape him being put in cuffs, and you can slightly see them taking the children out of the car.
Duren was pulled over and arrested. The children were in his car and were not harmed. Before his arrest, Duren had a YouTube page that is still up. He described himself as a gamer and a veteran, and posted videos playing the guitar. Duren claims he shot Naffziger in self-defense to protect their children. He says she was about to kidnap them. Naffziger died of a single gunshot wound to the head, and her family describes her as a loving mother whose spirit lives on in her 2 girls.
So I'm wondering if there was some behind the scenes things going on that just haven't been let out yet, and we're gonna have to hear him when he goes to court, when his trial starts tomorrow, which I will be covering his trial. Not sure what time it starts yet, but I will find out later on, and I will schedule it. They've got a lot of stuff on this gentleman here. A lot of short little videos. Oh,
38-year-old Dustin Duren is charged with murder in the death of 31-year-old Caitlyn Naffziger, the mother of his children. Prosecutors say that on February 29th of 2024, Duren shot Naffziger and took their 2 young daughters. Naffziger's body was...
where a new trial will start next week.
Yeah, we want to get you updated on this one as a preview, the Amber Alert murder trial of Dustin Duren. First, let's listen to a background on this case. Ashley Wilcott has more.
Here we are, the background on the case.
38-year-old Dustin Duren is charged with murder in the death of 31-year-old Caitlyn Naffziger, the mother of his children. Prosecutors say that on February 29th of 2024, Duren shot Naffziger and took their 2 young daughters. Naffziger's body was found in an apartment, and an Amber Alert was issued for the 2 children. Someone recognized Duren's car described in the Amber Alert and called 911. WMUR spoke to the Good Samaritans.
I was like, oh, white Subaru. I'm like, oh, vet plates. And I was like, Mom, that's the guy.
I did videotape him being put in cuffs, and you can slightly see them taking the children out of the car.
Duren was pulled over
accused of murdering 31-year-old Caitlyn Naffziger before running. It was early March when an Amber Alert was issued for two little girls, ages 4 and 1, who were reported missing after their mother was found dead inside a Berlin apartment. The children were later tracked down in Keene with their father, Dustin Duren, who was taken into custody and accused of murdering 31-year-old Caitlyn Naffziger before running off with their children. Duren was later indicted on first and second-degree murder as well as reckless conduct and endangering the welfare of a child. But in a new motion filed in Coos Superior Court, attorneys for Duren claimed their client was justified in using deadly force. His attorneys write that the state alleges Duren shot Naffziger in the head one time while grabbing for his 4-year-old daughter from Naffziger's grip during an argument in Duren's living room.
Basically, they're asking the court for the instruction on self-defense or defense of another.
In the motion, Duren's attorneys point to a New Hampshire RSA, which states, quote, a person is justified in using deadly force upon another person when he reasonably believes that such other person is committing or about to commit kidnapping. Legal analyst Patricia LaFrance says there is a chance Duren takes the stand in his trial to give his version of what happened.
I believe that he gave a statement to the police to that effect. That would certainly bolster his credibility.
So his defense is she was going to kidnap the children, so he felt the need to have to unalive her. So that's what his defense is going to be. Because he didn't want her to kidnap the children.
With the jury.
And so Duren's trial is set to begin in July. We reached out to his attorney for comment, but we have not heard back as of airtime. Reporting live, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Well, we all know that's old because it starts tomorrow. Here's his first appearance.
I'm Judge Tubers. I'm in Lancaster Court. This is a Berlin District Court case, State versus Dustin Duren. I apologize if I said that wrong. D-U-R-E-N. Docket number 423, 2024, CR 133. And are you Mr. Duren in the jail?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And who is representing Mr. Duren today?
Margaret Kettles and Hannah Kinney representing Mr. Duren.
Thank you. And who is representing the state?
Governor Bethany Durand and Charles Buca on behalf of the state.
Okay. All right. And this is one count of second-degree murder contrary to RSA 630:1-B, alleged to have occurred at 1063 Main Street in Berlin on February 29th, 2024 in the evening. Complaint alleging that the defendant did knowingly cause the death of Caitlyn Naffziger, Naffziger, by shooting her with a firearm. That is a special felony, Mr. Duren. You're subject to a sentence, if you are convicted of this charge, of a lifetime term of imprisonment. And this court does not take a plea in these matters, nor does this court make any finding of fact or decision as to guilt or innocence. Purpose of today is arraignment and a bail hearing, and then we would schedule you for what's called a probable cause hearing in this court, where the court would hear limited evidence to determine if there's sufficient evidence there to bind this case over to Superior Court, and that is where you will have your trial and a trial by jury. That'd be in the New Hampshire Superior Court. Just a couple steps to go through in this court, district court first. And you have the right to an attorney, and counsel has been appointed for you, Attorney Kettles and Attorney Kinney. And you have the right to have counsel at every stage of the proceeding, and they are present today to represent you. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. Anything you say can be used against you. So, and your lawyers are here to speak on your behalf. So The next thing that we need to do is talk about bail. And I should say this was an arrest on an arrest warrant. And what is the state's request for bail in this matter?
Your Honor, the state requested and did file a motion for no bail in this case. With respect to this matter, the state is asking this court to deny bail at this time pursuant to RSA 597(1)(c), as the charge in this case carries a penalty involving a life imprisonment. Further, the state is asking this court to currently hold the defendant without bail pursuant to RSA 597(4), which provides that this bail determination should be made in the Superior Court.
Okay. And Attorney Kettles or Attorney Kinney?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we are not contesting that request, but we do reserve the right to readdress bail at a future date.
Okay. All right. So what that means, Mr. Duren, is without a contest to the request for no bail pursuant to those two statutes, 597(1)(c) and 4, you will be held with no bail, and that's pending a probable cause hearing, which will be held on March 13th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And that will be in Berlin District Court. And Attorney Kinney or Kettles, do you wish to have Mr. Duren transported for that hearing, or can he appear by WebEx?
Your Honor, we request that he be transported.
We'll issue a transport order. And again, that will be in Berlin District Court because this is a Berlin case. And what jail is Mr. Duren in?
Cheshire.
Cheshire County House of Corrections?
Correct.
And is the plan for him to stay there until March 13th, just so we know where to transport him from? Anybody?
I don't know, but I'm working on the jail with that.
Okay. Please let the court know if he is moved. And, all right, so no plea is entered. Mr. Duren will be held with no bail. We will send the bail order down to Cheshire County House of Corrections. And we will see everybody on March 13th, 2024 at 1 p.m. in the Berlin District Court in Berlin, New Hampshire. Mr. Duren, do you have any questions for the court, sir?
No.
Okay, anything further from counsel for Mr. Duren?
No, Your Honor.
And anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then this matter is concluded. We'll get the paperwork down to the jail. Thanks very much. Have a good day, everybody.
You as well.
All right, so I have, thanks to Kathy, the indictment. Go over that. I just need to get into my email. Bring it up. So do y'all think he's going to get off because he thought she was going to kidnap the children? I mean, is there text messages stating that she wanted to take the children from him? Well, that's a weird law. I've never heard of that. He says that self-defense. Never heard of that before, but I guess. I'm trying to find. I know I sent it. Let's hear this. My computer all of a sudden is running really slow. Oh, it's already over. Okay, let me try to find the indictment. I know I have it. Just gonna take me a second. So I don't know. I guess I've never heard of this before, self-defense, because he thought she was gonna take his children. Kind of weird. Oh, it's really hard to read. I wonder how you make it bigger. Let's see if it becomes bigger up here. No, I don't. Or I don't know how to do it anyway. I'm hitting the plus sign, but it's not doing anything. I mean, it's so tiny. I guess we really don't need to read the indictment. I'm sure they'll probably read it tomorrow when the case starts. Not that I don't want to, it's just I can't see it at all. So what do you guys think? Do you think that he was... I don't know. I guess I've never heard of such a thing, of self-defense, because he thought she was going to kidnap the children. I don't know. I'm from Iowa, so we don't have that stuff here. I don't think. I've never heard about it. So tomorrow morning, the case starts at let me see. Let me see if I open it this way. Nope. 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 I wanted to read that indictment to you guys. That sucks. I wish there was a way to get it bigger. I mean, I'm sure there is. I just don't know how. You know, I'm still learning. So I probably could have done it from my phone. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, so it's the state of New Hampshire versus Dustin Duren. Objection to state's motion in Limeline to exclude testimony from Brenda Pauldman and Shanna Spurgeon. So this is to exclude some testimony from two witnesses, maybe? So the testimony the state seeks to exclude is admissible. Evidence that Naffziger planned to take VD and ED out of the state without Mr. Duren's permission is relevant. It makes it more likely that Mr. Duren reasonably believed that Miss Naffziger was committing or about to commit a kidnapping, and therefore that he was justified in deadly force. Well, see, I did hear that when she went to go pick up the other girl, she wouldn't put the other one down. Like, she kept holding the other girl. Oh, wait, you're probably not seeing this. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry. There you go. Can you see it? Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was up there. So that's, let's just keep reading, huh? And see what it says. The one that I need bigger, it wants to make smaller. Then I can't read it. There we go. Every time I touch it, it gets bigger. I got a lot of work to do, guys, but I'm trying. Okay. Brenda Platt, I'm not going to slaughter that poor woman's last name, or Shannon Spurgeon anticipated testimony regarding Caitlyn Naffziger's plan to remove both of Mr. Duren's children from his home and take them to another state without Mr. Duren's knowledge or consent is admissible and relevant evidence. Evidence is relevant if it has any tendency to make a fact or more or less probable than it would be without the evidence, and the fact is of consequence in determining the action. The evidence the state seeks to exclude is that Miss Naffziger had a plan to take the children out of state without the father's knowledge or permission. Makes it more probable about committing or to commit kidnapping. Whether Mr. Duren reasonably believes Miss Naffziger was committing or about to commit kidnapping to determine the action, believe that he was justified and used deadly force. It just keeps saying the same thing over. So one of the enumerated circumstances in which deadly force is justified, the fact that Miss Naffziger did in fact have a plan to take the children back to Minnesota without Mr. Duren's consent or knowledge that Mr. Duren's concerns and beliefs, it makes it more likely that she was speaking or acting in a manner consistent with someone who was planning a kidnapping. It makes it more likely that Mr. Duren's actions were reasonable. Miss Naffziger's plan is not only relevant to show that Mr. Duren's actions were justified, it was also relevant to show Miss Naffziger went to Mr. Duren's apartment not to drop off VD, but instead to wait until Mr. Duren fell asleep and take both the children. The plan is also relevant as to why Miss Naffziger was holding ED and refusing to let her go. She was doing so as part of her plan to kidnap ED. The cases cited by the state do not support the exclusion of Miss Naffziger's plan to take the children. In Commonwealth versus Castano, The trial court did not err in admitting the victim's statements to her cousin and her friend that she was planning to end her relationship with the defendant and demonstrate the defendant's motive to unalive the victim. Castano explained such evidence is admissible and only when there is evidence that the defendant was aware of the state of mind at the time of the crime and would likely to respond to it. There need not be direct evidence that the defendant learned of the victim's state of mind, so long as the jury reasonably could have inferred that he or she did learn of it. In Castano, the court explained the jury could have inferred that the victim made the defendant aware of her desire to end the relationship because she obtained a roommate release form from her landlord and because there was a suitcase on the floor. In this case, the jury can reasonably infer that Mr. Duren became aware of Miss Naffzinger's plan because Mr. Duren told the police that Miss Naffziger told him she was going to take the kids away from him. Additionally, in this case, the statements are admissible for reasons Mr. Duren's motive instead of the statements are admissible to show that Mr. Duren was justified in that Miss Naffziger was committing or attempting to commit a kidnapping. In other words, it is Miss Naffzinger's own state of mind statements and actions that make evidence of her plan admissible, not necessarily the impact of the plan had on Mr. Duren. In State versus Frugal, evidence of a prior altercation involving the decedent was excluded. Those facts involved different people and occurred in different reasons. The court explained that the specific acts were not probative of the defendant's state of mind or the defendant was not aware of them. And to the extent the defendant asserts that they were probable in aggressiveness, the assertion is based entirely on prohibited rational and propensity of behavior, bad behavior. Naffzinger's plan is probative of her state of mind, her behavior, and whether she is attempting to commit a kidnapping. It is admissible not to show her propensity for bad behavior, but instead to show that she was acting in conformity with her plan. So what they're trying to do is get these testimonies that they were used in stating that she had plans of kidnapping the children. So that would prove that he had a right to defend himself for his children and unalive her, because I guess that was the only way to do it. So the jury would not be misled were evidence of Miss Naffzinger's plan to take the children admitted without the remainder of the statements being admitted. Whether or not Mr. Duren was previously abusive to Miss Naffziger has no bearing on whether or not he has justified and used deadly force. The defense hereby reincorporates the arguments it made in previous pleadings and hearings regarding the exclusion of the abuse allegations. So it is allegations that there was prior abuse in the relationship. So, she was trying to get out of it, out of the relationship. So I guess we'll find out when the court starts. Find out if his actions are justifiable or not. If he had the right to unalive his girlfriend because he felt threatened that she was going to kidnap his children and take them to Minnesota. So we'll find out when we watch the court. Before I forget, y'all, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This will be my last live for the day. I'm going to get ready for the trial tomorrow. This will start, let me check. It's on Court TV. We all know how I just love Court TV. So, oh, wrong keyboard. Well, we all know that I'm going to start late because I don't want to have to work through or find something to do during their breaks and lunch and 8 o'clock. So I will probably plan on going live probably after 11:30. So about 11:45, about 12 o'clock. I'll go live at 12 o'clock, and that way it'll give us a good 3.5, 4 hours. Hopefully they'll have it finished by the time I'm caught up. All right, well, I just wanted to go down, give you a recap of the trial that I'm going to start tomorrow in hopes that I can get some of y'all to watch with me. I do enjoy watching trials and seeing what's all going to happen. All right, well, I certainly hope you guys saw that. All right, well, you all have a good night. Please be safe. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Bye.